So it's an absolutely stunning day in Southern California, but with all of the sunlight out, it's probably going to jack up the exposure on the camera that I'm using to shoot on this with. Now, over a year ago, before I had joined the Pocketnow team, I had started using this service called Dash. It's this app that lives on your phone but communicates with hardware connected to your car to try and train you to be a better driver. It's sort of like a Fitbit for driving. Every time you get in your car, it's tracking what's going on with your car, and it's trying to keep track of how you operate your motor vehicle. Now, when I started using it, it was a really exciting experience, because in all of the apps and phones and services that I've reviewed over the years, it's exceedingly rare that an app or a service instantly becomes a part of my daily routine. And so this is one of the few times that this has ever happened to me was with this Dash app, because the Dash app fills some major glaring holes in mobility products, in smartphones, in how we use our cars. So the Dash app connects to your car. How does it connect to your car? Well, your car has a computer, and there's a little port underneath the steering wheel. You might have seen a mechanic use that port when they're checking your car's emissions. So what you can do is you buy a broadcasting unit, and it plugs into that little car computer port. So the Dash app is free. Of course, the developers would appreciate it if you would buy the computer plug-in through them. If you do, it's more of like an Amazon affiliate kind of relationship. But, you know, these are the same products you could buy anywhere else. You're just kind of kicking the Dash developers a little extra cash for maintaining a really wonderful service. So this thing plugs in and it starts broadcasting a signal. Your phone connects over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, and you're all set up and running. The one I got is a super basic generic Bluetooth receiver, which cost, I think, around 20 bucks when I bought it. I really thought, like, oh, well, after I use this for a couple months, I'll probably have to get something better. This will probably burn out. Well, a year later, this thing's still going strong. So I've been really happy with that. It's not a very complicated piece of machinery. It's really silly. I'm driving a car. My car has Bluetooth. It's connected to my phone to control my stereo. And the app that my automobile manufacturer supplies can do fun things like hook up to my Facebook account. So guess what I absolutely never need to do when I'm driving a car? Check Facebook. And as I'm often driving around for work, it would be really nice if I had a system that could easily log my mileage for me, for example. And so Dash came about at a perfect time for me to be experimenting with automobile tech, and it combined all of those things together in this one really pretty app interface. Now, the whole conceit of the Dash app is that it's supposed to turn you into a better driver. You know, it sends you these little alerts when you are hitting the accelerator harder than you probably need to. If you come to a stop more aggressively than you need to, then that means you were probably driving faster than you should have been. What's funny is initially those things are very annoying. While I started using Dash for mostly the mileage tracking features, every time you finish a trip, it sends all of the information from that trip, including your phone's GPS info, up to a Google Docs spreadsheet, which is super handy, especially at the end of the year. I mean, claiming my mileage at the end of the year was really easy because I had it all nicely laid out. My accountant thought it was beautiful. For example, all of the driving that I'm doing today just to shoot this video, all tax deductible. But those alerts really did start coming in handy, and I started getting a better feel for my car. I mean, it's really funny, those initial scores. Every trip that you take, you get a score on how well you drove. I always sort of took it for granted that, well, I live in Los Angeles, so my scores are never gonna be that high. Those first couple weeks, I think I was scoring in the 30s for fuel efficiency and driving aggressively and taking short trips. You know, no one walks in Los Angeles, so we drive everywhere. It really did force me to take a step back and look at how I was driving. And then I would realize, you know, like, hey, if I come off the line just a little bit slower, I can actually get up to speed faster by getting more sense and more input from the transmission as to how I'm driving this car. So unfortunately, I can't really give you guys hard numbers on whether or not Dash's mission of saving money by being a better driver is accurate. Honestly, I'm proper terrible about keeping any kind of mileage logs. So even trying to go back to what I used to submit to my accountant before I was using Dash, I don't have good information on really how much it cost to operate my car over those years. But my scores in the Dash app have climbed significantly over the last several months. Where I used to be tracking in the mid 30s, I'm now in the low 70s. And I'm now kind of running up into that wall where again, I feel like, well, I mean, I'm in LA, that's about as good as I can do. I think I might be able to get that into the low 80s with just a little bit more patience and a little bit more practice. We've been talking about some really core features like mileage tracking and then also vehicle tracking. But every piece of information that comes off of your car computer is going to be accessible now to this Dash app. So say your check engine light turns on, Dash has the ability to read that engine diagnostic code and give you a readout on what's actually going wrong with your car. And all kinds of other miscellaneous data can be sent to your phone for you to keep track of. And happily, this really wasn't much of a homework assignment. I've been using the Dash app as a daily driver service since I installed it on my phone over a year ago. So we should wrap this up. Getting back to my initial question, can the Dash app make you a better driver? And I'm inclined to say yes. Just like any other fitness app can make you, can make you healthier, can help you lose weight. Same thing goes here. If we can treat this type of behavior, operating a motor vehicle, and turn it into some kind of game where we get badges and scores and grades and ranks, and we can share that information with other people in our peer groups, it makes it so much easier to stay honest. So we'll leave a link down below this video where you can get more information on the Dash app, what the developers are up to, where you can download this app, maybe run it on your own phone. If you drive around a lot, I would recommend having some kind of solution for utilizing automotive information feedback on your phone. This is one of the ones that I've gravitated towards. I really like the app layout. I really like the design. I think it's easy to use. And then it's got really great tie-in features like being able to dump information over to Google Docs, which means anywhere I have a data connection, I can get to really granular information on every single trip I take with my car. As always, folks, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more informational reviews like these, and hit that thumbs up button for a little extra positive reinforcement. For Pocketnow, I'm Juan Bagnell. You can chat me up on Twitter and Instagram as Some Gadget Guy, and I will catch you all on the next review.
Dash has ended your trip.